Around a third of UK households don't have a private driveway or parking. Then there are certain drivers who block charging spaces so you can't access them. So today we're going to test the worst possible charging setups to see if there's a solution for each of them. We're going to take out my recent purchase. I'm also going to give you the exact tips that you need to know if you've got an unusual circumstance at your place and if you can charge effectively. So first of all, what if you live in a first floor flat? A very common occurrence here in the UK. You might have a driveway, but you might not have any power downstairs. So what do? Well, ideally you get a proper home EV charger installed. But what about a 3-pin plug? Will it reach? Is it safe to do so? Let's try it out. For a car like my old Nissan Leaf, this idea isn't completely ridiculous. You see, it's got a 24 kilowatt hour battery, which means this on a 3-pin plug will only take about 10, 11, even 12 hours to charge overnight. But if you've got a bigger battery and a newer electric car, then this is going to be a bit more of a problem. So this is the nearest socket to my car downstairs, and whilst the 5-meter cable is quite long with the granny charger, I don't think it's going to reach. So what we can do is this. We can see if this 3-meter extension cable, which is something that I bought a year ago to solve the solution for this problem. And so let's plug it in and basically do what a surprising amount of people do, which is to charge the car from the upstairs window of their first floor flat. So let's see if it works. As you can see, it's dangling from the window now. Let's see if it charges the car properly. Okay, it's on. Let's plug it in. And just like that, we're charging. So this solution does work. So despite being 6 or 7 meters away from the actual plug, we can use this solution. But I wouldn't necessarily recommend it because you've got a high current going through these sockets upstairs. It's not safely rated to have continuous 13 amps or high current going through them. So over time it's going to overheat and wear down the actual socket, and heat buildup happens. And also there's this strain on this cable as well. So this is obviously not the ideal solution. The ideal solution is obviously to get a home EV charger and a proper cable that's rated to 7 kilowatts. And also you're going to get much faster speeds on your home EV charger too. So that's charging at home looked at. What if you're out and about and need to charge? So what if you're out and about somewhere and the problem isn't the charger itself, it's the distance between the chargers. So you find a charger and someone's blocking it. Just imagine there's cars here. Well, first of all, you can scream and shout and let it all out. Or you can use this. It's not any ordinary Type 2 cable, it's 10 meters long and it's from EV Dance, who are sponsoring today's video. And this is the exact kind of situation where a long cable starts to make real sense. I've parked as far away as I possibly can to show you how long this cable actually is. And you can park 1, 2, 3 spaces, even 4 spaces away, and it still reaches. There we go, as you can see, it's charging at 7 kilowatts. With this charging cable, it's capable of up to speeds of 22 kilowatt charging. Now, that doesn't mean that every car and every charger is available up to those speeds, so be sure to check with your car and your charger. This EV Dance cable comes in 6, 8 and 10 meter variants, so suitable for all kinds of setups. And best of all, using the link in the description and the code on screen, you can get 20% off your order. And later, we're going to bring this cable out in other situations where you might just need it. So whilst this charges for a little bit and tops up, I'm going to go and get a drink. So if your car didn't come with a Type 2 cable like mine didn't because of a previous stingy owner, then you can just use this as a spare cable in the boot. Right, we've topped up. Let's head to the next spot to make things awkward again. We're now in Hungerford, and there's one solution here which is becoming increasingly common for people that don't have driveways. And it's this, built directly into this bollard, so it doesn't even stand out at all. People hardly even notice it when they go by. And it also allows for existing street infrastructure to just be installed in an already existing thing, so no additional bollards, no additional chargers have to be installed. And if you live on these streets, you can plug in and charge overnight, and it makes complete sense because it's got on-street parking for those who live here. And of course, if you live here, you're going to be parked for most of the day anyway, so you don't need rapid chargers, and instead you can just charge at a 7 kilowatt pace. And I believe this one is actually 5 kilowatts. Let's be courteous for people who are walking on the pavement. And there we go. So as you can see, the 10 meter cable worked, and we're starting to charge. Best of all with this, I just need to scan the QR code. I didn't even need the app. We're now charging on a bollard, so that'll be interesting to see how quickly that is. Let's go and check the inside. And we'd also be able to charge a bit further away with this EV Dance charger. And it's got IP65 rating, so it's perfectly good in different weathers. Now, the obvious awkward thing with this setup is that you're not guaranteed a space here every time you come and pull up and want to charge. So that's why the EV Dance charger comes in perfectly, because you can park 1, 2, maybe even 3, because this car has got the front charger port faces away. So you can actually be able to choose multiple options depending on your setup. So let's see how much 10 meters and how much flexibility we can get with 10 meters. First of all, we're parked in front of the charger. And of course we can park next to the charger. Let's keep going back. And it reaches even this far away. Look at that. 1, 2, you could easily fit 2 cars behind this post, and it still reaches. But if you've not got this set up at your home, there is another option for you to do on-street parking as well. So for that, let's head to our next destination. Okay, so I'm just charging at Reading now, and I tried to find a charger in the streets of Reading off Oxford Road, which apparently is somewhere that has these curb charging, so you can charge across the pavement, and they have gullies, so you can charge underneath the gully, put the cable in, and the company is Turbocharge. But obviously having a very secretive, wanting to keep things private, they haven't got any customer locations yet, so I can't access that. So we're just here to charge to get my way home before I show you the next one. Here's something you might not always think about when you're looking to buy or when you drive your electric car. It's an important factor, and it's where is the charge port? Now, they're different on every single car as well, and there's no hard and fast rule as to what you should follow. Some put it here on the rear right side, some put it here on the front wing, some put it here on the left side, and some cars even have 2 charger ports, one either side, depending on how you want to charge it and where you want to drive into the space. Now, obviously with this, it's at the front, and with the EV Dance charger, there's no problem at all. You can install it anywhere and drive into the space anyhow, and you'll be able to charge it. And it also means that the same public charger can be incredibly convenient for some cars, but an absolute nightmare for others. And with this, I know the charge port's at the front, but I reversed in to show you how awkward things can be if you don't have the right cable. This is why I wouldn't obsess over charging speeds when I'm looking at getting a Type 2 EV charging cable. Think about how you actually use the car. If a longer cable sorts out more situations for you, and also removes that ambiguity about where the charger port is located and where the car parking space is located with the charger. Really, really durable and tested to proper standards. And we can take this one step further, because what if you can't actually use the space where the charger is? Well, luckily for you, even if you have to move 1 space along, or even 1.5 spaces along, you can still charge the car, even with the charge port being at the front. Let's demonstrate that now. And to make it even harder, yes, you can plug in this way, absolutely fine. No problem at all. But also, to be a bit more courteous, you can even go right round the car and still plug it in and charge it. So let's answer some common FAQs to help you on your way as to charging in the right conditions. Let's take a typical UK home as a standard example. You normally get single phase through that, which means it's a 7 kilowatt electricity system with the grid. Some UK homes have 3 phase, which is a very rare occurrence, but you can actually get 3 times the power of a 7 kilowatt charging speed. 3 phase essentially gives you 3 sources of AC power going through to your home, and with a current of 32 amps, you're typically going to get 22 kilowatt charging speeds through your car and your charger if they both allow it. And of course, today's video is also mentioning Type 2 charging at AC charging speeds, and not those big rapid chargers that you get in public spaces. With those, they have a different type of charging connector called CCS, typically here in the UK and Europe. Different parts of the world have different connectors too. And a lot of those rapid chargers will always typically come with a tethered cable, meaning that you can have a thick, heavy-duty cable to plug in the car, and you don't need to bring your own. If you're thinking of buying a EV charger, check the links out in my description. And if you have an untethered one that you need to replace in your boot, or you need to regularly charge out and about, then the EV Dance cable is an ideal solution for you. Use my link in the description for 20% off. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.